Hey there everyone, let's take a look at the mag launcher in Pilot vs Titan combat, how best to use it, and how to be as effective as possible with it. Let's get started. The mag launcher is going to deal 385 damage with a direct hit to an enemy Titan. Versus pilots, you're going to be dealing 25 damage with a direct impact from the grenade, 120 damage from the actual explosion with drop-off on that explosion, starting at 1.91 meters and ending at 4.76 meters. Now the minimum damage at this explosion is unknown, so it's hard to say what the actual factor at which your damage is being reduced over actually is. But there is a reduction over the course of a little less than 5 meters, so just keep that in mind if for some ungodly reason you do find yourself using this against enemy pilots. So with the damage stats out of the way, I did kind of want to talk candidly about the mag launcher a little bit before I get into my actual recommended tactics and tips. In my opinion, the mag launcher is one of, if not the weakest anti-Titan weapons. It's certainly my least favorite one to use, and I never really pick it by choice. I just don't really like using it. I've given it a lot of time for this video, maybe, I don't know, like a good half hour of just the mag launcher, and I've already ended up cutting it down to like 5 or 6 minutes. So I've used it pretty extensively, and I understand why people might like it, and I understand how people, how to properly use it, I guess is what I'm failing to say here. So it still feels really weak to me despite all this. Granted, if you're fighting an enemy Titan who's at 100% hull and your shield penetration ability is gonna be extreme, you know, just like with the Sidewinder in the last episode, you know, it had pretty good ability of penetrating shields. The mag launcher I'm gonna rate as being even better than a Sidewinder in that respect, but that's assuming that an enemy Titan is going to be having a lot of hull health. It seems like as an enemy's hull health drops, your ability to penetrate those shields and continually do hull damage is dropping significantly. It seems to drop even faster than the Sidewinder, so it really just does not feel very great to me. You know, I would like to be able to finish enemy Titans off, and the mag launcher just doesn't seem to be able to do that very well for me in my personal application of it. So it's kind of up for you to decide if that's good enough for you and you want to rely on your team to, focus an enemy Titan down, or if you're more of a lone wolf and you need something that'll let you deal more direct damage instead of simply harassing an enemy Titan. However, what this weapon lacks in actual anti-Titan ability, at least versus very, very heavily damaged enemy Titans, is its versatility in other sort of applications. So the biggest one is the fact that since the mag launcher is attracted to, I guess, metallic enemies, for kind of lack of a better phrase, when you fire it near a Spectre, it'll just track the Spectre and lock onto them and, magnetically veer over to them and hit them. So since the mag launcher actually has a pretty decently large blast radius and good damage within that blast radius, it's possible to take out entire groups of Spectres with just 2 or 3 shots, as you're about to see in this clip here. If enemy pilots happen to be near those Spectres, then they're going to get blown up pretty good too. Same thing as if you have an enemy pilot who's riding on one of his own friendly Titans, so you're shooting at at an Atlas and he's got a pilot on his back. It's very conceivable and happens pretty often that you're going to actually kill the pilot on that guy's back, just because of the huge explosive radius and good damage within that radius. So it kind of has a niche that no other anti-Titan weapon can fill in that respect, except for maybe an Archer, but that's pretty debatable. In addition, this is the only true indirect fire anti-Titan weapon, so this is the only one where you actually don't have to reveal your body whatsoever in order to engage an enemy Titan. You can sit behind buildings, if you find like an air conditioning unit on top of a building, you can stand behind it and lob grenades right over it, and you can do, I wouldn't say pretty good or significant damage to enemy Titans, but you can definitely be an annoyance to them and get at least a little bit of damage off of them, no problem. So if you wanted to go for something like an active radar pulse to try and keep tabs on enemy Titans through walls and try to engage them around corners or, stuff like that and fight that way, that's definitely something that you can do with this anti-Titan weapon that is just not really feasible or possible with any other anti-Titan weapon. So its strengths kind of shine in that it's able to do things that no other anti-Titan weapon can do, but in my opinion, even with these cool little aspects, it still falls short. It's just not quite good enough. I personally would much rather have a Sidewinder. Now, you know, other people might disagree. They might love this thing and they think it's great, and that's totally fine. But it's just, you know, this just is not the anti-Titan weapon for me. I would much rather have a Sidewinder and be forced to use a little bit more precision aim, a little bit more parkour, and, you know, and at least have some crit spots to hit so I can, you know, feel like I'm doing more damage than I might actually be doing. Basically, playing hit and run with this weapon is going to be your best bet. If I had to recommend a change for this weapon, I think adding one more grenade to the mag size would actually help it quite a lot. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you learned something new. Please like and subscribe if you feel so inclined. If not, that's alright too. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.